A quick question for you guys. What kind of bear is best?
That's a ridiculous question.
False. Black bear.
Nope, it's not black bear. It is in fact a big, strong, walking, talking polar bear. The Kodan. Welcome my friends to another installment of Guild Wars 2-Minute Lore, where we cover an interesting lore topic in only 2 minutes, guaranteed. We'll be talking today about the Kodan, everybody's favorite bearman beast race. In the upcoming expansion, Janthir Wilds, we're about to meet the lowland Kodan, so I thought it might be interesting to discuss the Kodan that we already know and dive a little bit deeper into their story. I'm not going to be discussing the lowland Kodan very much here. At the time of recording this video, not a whole lot of information has been released about them just yet, other than the fact that they are a druidic people, very connected to nature, and they look like grizzly bears. The Kodan are a race of upright walking bipedal polar bears. The Kodan are on average around 10 feet tall and are really large bodied. You know, really muscular large builds. Small or skinny Kodan don't seem to exist. Since they're very large, they often dress themselves in heavy armor. Due to their natural strength, heavy armor doesn't slow them down at all. The overall lifespan of a Kodan isn't fully known, although some Kodan have been found who claim to be centuries old. So if that's true, I suppose the Kodan could be considered to be an elder race compared to others. In fact, they were one of the few races who lived through the previous dragon cycle. The Kodan are said to be originally from the far northern lands and icy seas in the far Shiver Peaks. Some of these areas are thought to be even further north than what is explorable on the game map. The icy seas are also considered to be just open water filled with icebergs. So the Kodan could be considered to be a nomadic people since they travel around the icy seas from iceberg to iceberg. In fact, many Kodan live their lives traveling around on these icebergs or around the areas where they land. Kodan cities are called sanctuaries, which are cities carved into these massive icebergs, which then float around the water, kind of like a sailboat. Many of which vary in size. Some might be small, close-knit communities like Sorrow's Eclipse in Bitterfrost Frontier, while others may be massive cities like Honor of the Waves or Blue Ice Shining in Frostgorge Sound. But regardless of the size, they are all similar in community structure. They will all act together as a tribe and have a tribe leader called the Voice. There is also another tribe leader called the Claw. The Claw is technically the leader when it comes to physical matters, such as protecting the tribe and the tribe members, or dealing with threats or any outside issues. However, the Voice is still the main leader since they are the one who will commune with Koda and pass on guidance to the Claw. So simplified, the Voice is the spiritual leader, the Claw is the physical leader, but the Voice will guide the Claw. Speaking of Koda, the Kodan god, it is important to note that the Kodan are very spiritual. They all hold much faith in Koda. They believe that Koda, their god, was the one who created the world. And the most important lesson Koda tries to teach them is balance and order above all. The actions of any Kodan will be carried out with the greater good of balance in mind. They are very careful not to make the wrong decisions or decisions that might harm the order of their tribe. For example, when outsiders come to the tribe, they will be very careful to evaluate them to determine if they are a threat, sometimes requiring outsiders to prove themselves as peaceful before being allowed audience with the tribe. They may seem like peaceful pacifists, but that's not true. They will fight, hunt, kill, or go to battle if they deem it necessary, especially if the Claw receives orders from the Voice to do so. Now, I mentioned that the Voice is the spiritual leader who will commune with Koda. This is thought to be done in a literal sense. The Voices are able to connect their mind to the mists so they can hear the voice of Koda. Although this is a bit of a risk, it can result in something that the Kodan call the Rage of Koda, which is a state of near insanity caused by prolonged exposure to the mists while you are still in the mortal plane. And in some cases, the Rage of Koda can just cause death, in which case another Kodan shaman will have to step up to replace the Voice. The history of the Kodan is an interesting one, but it may be a little different depending on who you ask. But if you ask the Kodan, they were once normal bears who were offered a position of guardian over the world by Koda. The bears who accepted this offer stood up on 2 feet and became the Kodan. Although there is also debate among scholars and the Kodan that the Kodan might be distant relatives of the Norn. The main basis for this debate, I think, is the Norn ability to become the bear. Since both races have a connection to a bear spirit, it's thought that they might be related in some way. Although I'm not really sure on this one, since the Kodan and the Norn both have differing opinions on the matter. Jormag's recent awakening caused a storm that destroyed many Kodan cities and caused others to flee south. It even froze the North Seas, causing the fleeing Kodan to be stranded down south of their homeland. While being stranded in the Shiver Peak Mountains, the Kodan have had to adapt to figure out how to bring back balance and order to their new surroundings. Many of them choosing to assimilate into the society of other races for the greater good of the survival of their race. So there we have it. That should pretty much sum up the general lore and story and information about the Kodan, or at least what is available to us at this time of recording. Like I said in the beginning, we are about to encounter the lowland Kodan, who seem like they might be very different, but they also seem like they might have a lot of similarities. Who knows? All we really know about them at this time is that they have separated from Koda and focused more on the nature and land that surrounds them. Well, now that we are all educated and up to speed on the topic of the Kodan, I'm sure we're all going to be very excited and interested to meet the lowland Kodan very soon. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this or found it interesting. And if you didn't know, now you know.